K-Trend Monitoring Office. How can I help you? And back joining us in the studio for K-Trend Monitoring Office is David. David, what's up, buddy?
Hello, everybody. Happy Buddha's Day.
Happy Buddha's Day.
Yeah.
Buddha's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Buddha, 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 rocking everywhere. You know that song?
No.
Oh, okay. You're a little bit too young for that song.
No, I've
It's
never
another
heard of it.
word that sounds like Buddha.
Okay.
And it's rocking.
Okay.
But Buddha's also rocking today because it's Buddha's birthday.
Yep.
You are a religious fella.
Yeah, I'm Christian.
Yes.
Yeah.
So today is like Christmas of the Buddhists?
I guess so, yeah. I mean, I don't care. I respect the Buddhists, and I love that, we have an extra holiday. So happy birthday to Buddha.
You know what I used to do? What is it? My dad's Buddhist.
Uh-huh.
Even though his dad
Yeah.
was a pastor.
Okay.
And my grandmother was a 전도사님, what do you call it? Evangelist.
Yeah.
And he became Buddhist. And so every Buddhist birthday, I give him present.
Oh, really?
Because I don't give him any present for Christmas.
Oh, that's ironic. Okay.
But anyways, we say this because we are going to be talking about coming a Buddha or Buddha's birthday related stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of an interesting thing because I guess you were asking me before, like right before the show,
Yeah.
Being that you're Korean American, being from especially a place like New York,
Yeah.
you must have went to church.
Yeah, I assume that every Korean American is Christian out there.
It is true.
Yeah,
I did go to church.
with the movies like Minari and the rumors about like having communities,
Yeah.
in churches and stuff. So yeah,
No, it's true. I used to go to church, and it used to be
yeah,
that when you're young and you got a youth group and you go to church, it was a cool thing.
yeah,
It was kind of a cool thing. I'm not gonna lie, guys. It was a cool thing. You
Yeah.
belonged to like a group and you did all sorts of stuff, go bowling and stuff like
Uh-huh.
that. But Buddhism was never really considered cool.
Oh no, not at all. It was more of a Zen, quiet, a little
Yeah.
bit sacred kind of vibes. You go to a temple and you hear those like moktoks, like tok 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 tok. Yeah, and then like you'll hear the monks doing their prayers and
Yeah.
all that. So definitely a very more of a stiff or a more sacred kind of vibe.
Yeah, and in which sense, I mean, because you have to think about it. Buddhism is at one point the biggest religion in all of Korea.
Yes.
And so because of that, the older generation fell into the whole Buddhism, like they belong to the Buddhist sect and stuff like that. So it was never considered cool. But however,
Yeah.
you have what's called the Newjin Snim, Newjin Snim
Yeah.
effect, really breaking this Zen silence.
Exactly. So the quiet, solemn places for the older generation, the vibe is now shifting to EDM, social media, the smoke, and Gen Z fashionistas flooding the temples. Everything's changing. And as you mentioned, the New Jean Sunim is a viral hit right now for our international viewers. The new jeans from K-pop plus Sunim means monk.
Right.
So that's the acronym over there, New Jeans Sunim. And it's Buddhism is getting a whole new makeover here. It's rebranding into being hip.
Yeah.
And it's successfully actually shed its boring and strict image, I would say. Now it's synonymous with the words like cool, open-minded, inclusive. How the tables have turned. It's really crazy. And I think at the forefront of it is the aforementioned Nujin Sunim.
Yeah, so Eugene Sneem is not new. He's been around for a few years. I thought it was going to be one of those things where like it's going to die out over
Yeah.
time. But he's still big.
Yeah.
And for any of our listeners, again, Eugene Sneem is not a real monk.
Uh-huh.
He is a comedian.
Exactly.
Yoon Sung-ho, right?
Yeah. So I remember watching him with my dad in the old days at gag concerts. Yeah, he had a lot of roles back then. And he was very iconic because he was always bald.
Yeah.
And his hair was very shiny. So I guess like after the years passed and gag concert got like abolished and, the comedians started doing independent gigs on YouTube and stuff, he actually rebranded himself as a monk because like obviously he's bald.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I think, he started going to these festivals and tried out his new persona as being like a hip monk and DJing with EDM music.
Yep.
And that just went well. It went viral on the internet. People loved it. And people actually, gave power to him saying like, oh, actually Buddhism needs a little bit of a reformation.
The coolest line that he had in Korean, Buddha is 부처님.
Yeah.
부처.
Yeah.
And so he would go, put your hands up, put your hands up, put your hands up.
That pun, yeah, it works so well.
I was like, oh my goodness, this is wild.
You gotta give it to comedians. They're geniuses with making these puns. Like the Eugene Sunim, put your hands up, everything, yeah.
And so Yoon Sung-ho, I mean, he's an OG comedian.
Yep.
You know, he's been around for a really long time. And, you know, when Gag Concert died out, I think he was looking for something new and he created this new thing. But what's interesting is that when you sort of cosplay as a religious figure, okay, let's say I come out as like the cool pope.
Oh yeah,
you know that's gonna come out. I'm gonna be in big trouble.
That's gonna get a lot of backlash,
right? However, Jogae Order, the Jogae Order, which is Korea's largest Buddhist sect. They weren't mad about this.
Yeah, they officially actually embraced him. They actually gifted him prayer beads and a headset. So they sponsored his
Look more
cosplay.
official, buddy.
Exactly. They're like, oh yeah, go up to the front. We're endorsing you and spread Buddha's messages and spread happiness to the younger generation. So yeah, I think the open-mindedness is spreading towards the Buddhism and Buddhism order, and also the younger generation are being attracted to that. I think we're talking about Christian, but unfortunately, as a Christian myself, I see a lot of younger generation moving away from Christianity because of its kind of pressured nature, or you know, the codes you have to follow, or a little bit of the transactional financial stuff that doesn't sit right with the young people. However, in contrast, Buddhism is very famous for being non-pressuring. It's very natural, and it's very appealing to the non-religious. They're like, oh, Buddhism is more about like self-reflecting, more about like development in yourself, and you can just easily go to temples and not like these pastors or these monks won't come to you and say like, oh, pay money, or like come believe Buddha, or
you have to come every Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to do services or anything. So while 51% of Koreans in 2025 identified as having no religious affiliation, Buddhism recorded the highest favorability rating among all major faiths. So it's definitely an uptrend.
Yeah, I mean, again, Christianity it's a big religion here in Korea. However, like you said, I mean, more and more young people are choosing to, number one, no religion or stray away from Christianity because of the non-open-mindedness. The fact that every Sunday you have to go to service, and it's not just like a 1 or 2 hour thing. Or sometimes you have to do more things. And people ain't got no time for that. Yeah. Right? But there was a time, though, where Christianity, too, where they tried to cater to the younger generation, where if you look at, like, the praise songs, it's like you have, like, rock bands.
Yeah, Hillsong, I remember that.
Hillsong. I don't know if you know Shane and Shane.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of them. Yeah.
I mean, I went to their concert. You know,
it's
I went
huge.
to their concert.
They got like stadiums.
Oh, absolutely. Hillsong is like it's huge, right? And it's like it's an actual concert. And I remember, and I'm not afraid to share this, guys. I used to have my MP3 player filled with Christian music.
Oh, same. Yeah, they actually sound good.
No, it is good. And then I used to be a part of the praise band, and I was like, it is cool, to be Christian. And then Buddhism took it another notch.
Exactly.
And said, we're going to be cooler.
Yeah.
And they're bringing more young people there.
Yeah.
But we're not going to be pressuring the young people to do all the stuff that Christianity does. And again, we're not favoring one religion over the other.
Right.
But there's also this sort of like global connection that they're putting into this.
So they're definitely riding the Hallyu wave. I think they're very smart with it and strategic with it. So K-pop has become super global over the decades.
Yeah.
And now that, K-pop has like very upbeat, dynamic music, Buddhism has embraced that energy of the 128 RPM, what do you call them? The BPM beats.
Yeah.
And Eugene Sunim just like, put the catalyst there. He was the EDM, main DJ, and the younger generation thought, oh, this is very exciting. It's very cool. Let's dance to it.
The funny thing is all the old people too.
Yeah.
they're
like, what is this? And then they're like dancing to it. Yeah.
The other cool thing that I remember they did a few years back, I think maybe they do this every year now because of the success in the first time. There's a TV show called 나는 솔로.
Oh, yes.
나는 절로.
Yeah.
Which means I am going to the temple.
Yes. So this has been rising as well too. We've talked about this briefly in the dating episodes, but temples ironically are becoming the matchmaking mecca.
Yep.
So a temple stay blind date program parodying the mega hit show I Am Solo has gone super viral, and there's explosive competition. The rate is for female applicants 120 to 1.
Wow.
Earning it a reputation as a civil service exam for dating. So people are lining up to go to temples to meet their significant others. And it's also low stimulation dating. So like instead of alcohol, loud music, the participants connect over tea, quiet walks. It's very zen. It's a sanctuary for healthy encounters.
Yeah.
So more and more people are seeking these kind of relationships.
Yeah, I mean, not everybody needs to, not everyone prefers alcohol. Not everyone prefers all the, like you said, stimulating, dates and stuff like that. And this is the perfect thing. And I heard it was very successful.
Very.
And yeah, they're doing this every year.
I like to go, actually.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. You chose a song from Le Seraphim, Unforgiven. Any reason particular?
I think it just matches the vibe with the EDM. So,
All right.
yeah.
I love EDM. This is Le Seraphim with Unforgiven. We talking about how Buddhism is turning into a hip religion. Marking Buddha's birthday today. And this, I remember talking about this on Coffee Break, today's tidbit. I forget, I think it was Booyoung who may have covered this. The Bexpo phenomenon.
Bexpo. Yeah, it's not Expo. We got to be there.
Yeah, it's religion as a lifestyle. And I remember covering this particular expo, the 2026 Seoul International Buddhism Expo. And I remember telling, I think it was Booyoung who covered it, I think.
Okay.
And I was like, who's going to go?
Who goes to a Buddhism expo?
Like monks and old people?
Yeah.
And then they're like, no.
No.
Tell us about this.
Yeah, so it actually saw a record-breaking 250,000 visitors in 2026.
That's insane.
That is insane. And it's actually an increase of 50,000 from the previous year. So it almost 5x'd over there. Yeah. Actually, let me get that right. Actually, it was 200,000 and 50,000 more people came.
Okay, so like 4x.
And anyways, like pretty good. So the MZ is taking over, and a staggering 73% to 77.6% of the attendees were millennials or Gen Z.
That is nuts. Wow.
Yeah, contrary to your stereotype, thinking like old people or like monks would be the primary audience, actually the younger generations are like, oh, what should we do this weekend? Oh, let's check out the Buddhism Expo.
Like, who says that? Who says that?
I mean, it's pretty refreshing. If my girlfriend said, like, you want to check out the Bexpo? I'm like, Buddhism Expo?
Honestly, I'd be like, what?
What?
Okay.
Actually, it kind of feels fun.
I mean, let's spice up our love life.
Yeah.
And go to a Buddhist expo.
Especially, I guess if you're a Christian and you have Sunday service, you can go. But like for the people that are non-religious, the no religion crowd, over 50% of the visitors identify as non-religious, proving that Buddhism is being consumed as culture, not just creed.
And again, it goes back to the whole idea that Buddhism, like, there's no pressure, right? Like, again, I'm not trying to, badmouth Christianity, because I mean, in my entire family, they're Christians. But there's like the whole sign up process.
Oh, yeah.
They sign you up and they put you in a group and you have
Bible
to do
studies.
this, Bible studies, Wednesday night prayer services. Saturday night youth group, meetings and stuff like that.
Pay 10% of your salary. That's the biggest part people actually
exactly the tithe, right? And then you not only do you have the regular tithe, but you have the 10%, and you have the 감사헌금, which is the thank you,
and the construction 헌금. It goes on and on.
But I mean, not that Buddhism doesn't do the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not pressured to do so, and it's more of a teaching, and it's interesting that 50% identifies non-Christian, but. Again, it's a good hook when you have the fusion of tradition and pop culture.
Right.
Right? I mean, you gotta get the young people.
So I think the expo was a very strategically correct direction to draw in the younger generation, because honestly, temples are pretty remote. Other than like Pongunsa, you have to actually go to the outskirts of Seoul, go into mountains. So it actually takes a lot of time. But these kind of expos are right in the heart of Seoul. So accessibility wise, it's very nice. And as I told you, it's a very great date idea. It's just very refreshing. And also you can the expo targeted the MZ lifestyle through collaborations with hip brands or celebrities and public institutions. They made a lot of merch. They made a lot of stuff for pets as well too. I think they got some ideas from the pet fairs. I've been to a lot of pet fairs and it's just packed with young people, so they probably absorbed that audience as well too. So apparently there was this collaboration with a famous webtoon artist named Yang Kyung-soo introducing the Dog Heart Temple, and it featured monk robe harnesses and wooden fish shaped nosework toys and dogtitation, like meditation, meditation for dog programs. And a lot of dog owners came to this expo to buy these merch because it's so cute. It's like, when you see on Christmas, they have Rudolph or Santa Claus outfits for the dogs. It's the same equivalent for that. So,
but also, like, it's getting into the fashion. I remember I met somebody that I knew he was a PD at the news team, and I saw him, and he dressed like very monkish, not like a real monk. Like you could tell, like it's has
inspired.
A lot of it has like very like Buddhism inspired. I was like, did you switch over to like a different job, or are you working for like the Buddhism channel or something like that? He said, no, this is the new fashion.
Yeah, that's a great point because a lot of the millennials and the Gen Z are very, very sensitive towards fashion trends.
Yep.
And the K-Buddhism fashion is on the rise, actually, because clothing and pants actually worn by BTS RM were on display. So BTS RM, the most famous, the most popular boy band in the world, he was wearing a K-Buddhist style outfit. So because they were on display, ARMY was there probably to just see that. And items like the headset Buddha t-shirts have moved beyond the temple to become essential streetwear for hipsters as well. So a lot of fashionistas there to try out new kind of designs, new kind of styles, and it's very hip. Yep.
Yeah, not only that, you have like a state-level interior design, right? I think it was the Sakuram lamp that was went viral.
Yeah, a lot of Buddhism-related items nowadays are going viral. If you go to the National Museum, there are a lot of like pensive Buddhas, the Sakuram pagoda, 3D printed. I don't even know what they are. They're just like items, like little items you can just position at your house.
It's pretty.
It's very pretty.
Aesthetically, it like you don't have to be Buddhist to be able to put that there, and it adds flavor to the house.
Right, and they come out in colors now.
Yeah.
So that's a big point. So in the old days, if you go to like these Buddhist related, merch shops in Jongno Samga or whatever, they have like, it's all like in the actual rock color or like wood or something like that. But nowadays it's in like very different colors, purple. I've seen like green, yellow. So a purple Buddha doing this is very hip. And if you just put it on your table, it's at its color.
You know what? Another thing I realized is like there are certain celebrities who promote Buddhism.
Yeah.
But I think the one celebrity that caught everyone off guard, I don't know if you know about this, but Toki. Like he is like a big Buddhist.
Really?
And so a lot of the money that he makes a lot of money, right?
Okay.
So I don't know if you've ever been to we haven't been to his house.
Yeah.
Seen his house. He has a collection of like golden Buddha statues.
Really?
And so he has a lot of like, the Buddhist like figurines in the house all over, like Buddha heads, and he has a collection. And he showed, and I think that caught everyone off guard.
Okay.
Right? A hip hop artist like Toki, you would have thought that like, no religion.
Yep.
Only worship the money.
Exactly.
But it made it seem like it was even cool people.
I have a suspicion that he's doing for the aesthetics. I mean, that's my personal opinion.
I heard he's a Buddhist.
Really?
Yeah, I heard he's Buddhist.
Because it's really hard to be like a hip-hop star and a Buddhist at the same time.
Because he's half Thai, right? He's half Thai. So,
okay.
Yeah, he's half Thai. So that's what I heard. Like he does have some like Buddhist connection. I know. Because sometimes you got like rappers.
Yeah,
they
you got like
wearing
gold
like cross,
chains.
they
talk about women and like alcohol. And then,
but they got gold crosses.
but I'm
talking about God.
Buddhist.
Stuff like that. No, but I heard Toki. He's like he's probably like he's a pretty religious Buddhist.
Okay.
But also public character marketing. Speaking of which,
so they're doing a lot of collaborations with national institutions as well too. So the Korean National Park Service introduced 반달 스님, which means like what do you call it? The crescent moon shaped shaped bear.
Yeah.
So
the Asiatic bear or like the crescent moon bear.
Yeah, we call it the panda bear here, and they fusioned the bear with the monk. With the robes on it. And it's very cute if you look at it. And it caused a sellout frenzy, successfully softening the image of the public institution. So yeah, like if you put Buddhist monk robes on any kind of mascot or any kind of character or celebrity, you immediately look very hip. That's the point of it, I guess. Yeah.
But also considering the fact that, like, let's face it, like Koreans, especially if you live in the capital area, everything is 빨리. That's like the Korean mentality. Busy life, you're working hard. And there is very little room for rest, for your mind to rest. I feel like the daily mindfulness tools are readily available, and that's what they're also marketing about Buddhism, right?
Yeah, I think that's a very important part because I think there was a huge boom a couple years ago about the 무소유, like not owning anything.
Yeah.
You heard about that, right?
That lasted so long.
Oh, yeah, with Hemin Snim. He actually got into a controversy.
He got into a big controversy,
yes,
man.
But anyways, back then, everyone was saying 무소유. I saw a lot of people with their Kakao Talk profile saying like 무소유, let's not own anything. Let's get rid of everything in your mind and, be grateful for what you have. But yeah, as you can see with that example, people like the mindfulness of Buddhism. And if you go to the expo, they sell items like 5-minute meditation hourglasses. So you can just flip it there. And in the middle of the day, when you're super stressed and you feel like you're in a rush or whatever, you just flip that hourglass and sit there, meditate for 5 minutes and say like, oh, this is what I'm being stressed about. This is all like meaningless in the whole, the scope of the world. You become very zen. You become very clear-minded.
Yeah.
So it helps you to de-stress a lot. And they got like T-shirts with prints saying this too shall pass. 이 또한 지나가리라. It's a very like reassuring sentence for you.
Yeah, again, it goes back to, more and more young people seeking Buddhism rather than Christianity. Whereas, again, I think Christianity also has its benefits too if you learn it the proper way. But seeing in an atheist point of view, it's like you have one side where it's like if you do this, you go to hell.
Oh yeah.
Whereas the other side, it's more like improve yourself, do better. Lose the sight of greed or things like that. Make things that will make you feel better. To improve yourself. I think they are less pressured into learning those kind of things, which I think also again makes more and more young people lean towards Buddhism, but. Culturally also. Yeah. Young people likes trends. When we find out something is trending, they're going. Temple State, there's a boom of this.
Oh, yes. So if you go to these Buddhism expos, they actually you can reserve temple stays.
Yeah.
Nowadays, the participant rates are up to 350,000 participants. It's up 5.1%. And it has become the ultimate digital detox for stressed out young professionals because, as I mentioned before, you have to go to the mountainsides. You can hear the birds chirping. You don't eat processed food. You eat like vegetarian meals, and you hear like the Zen, moktak sounds of the monks over there and the prayers. So you can really just like leave your stress in the city and then go for an escape over there.
And I think they did a very good job in promoting Temple Stay, where it's also been promoted to people who are traveling from different parts of the world.
Yeah.
And so it's not just for Koreans, but it's for others too, where language barrier is not a big issue, right? Where again, and so it's no wonder. It's no wonder you're seeing like a cycle. It used to be that Buddhism was the big religion here in Korea, and then it became Christianity, and now it's Buddhism through these marketing schemes and other things that they're doing with this. You chose. Let's go into a short song break. You chose a song from Stray Kids, 소리꾼 Thunderous. Any reason?
It embodies the Buddhist punk spirit by shattering solemn traditions through a powerful fusion of Korean heritage.
All right, let's take a listen to this. Stray Kids with 소리꾼 Thunderous. All right, we're back in the studio with K-Trend Monitoring Office with David. We're talking about Buddhism and how it's shaping into a completely different kind of Buddhism. And it's kind of interesting because we got one Christian, one former Christian.
Talking about Buddhism.
But you know what I always told my dad, right? Because I remember when I was a kid, and I was like, I was a pretty religious kid. No lie, guys. I was like the youth group president and everything. I was on a praise team. And I found out my dad was Buddhist. I was like, I thought the world is coming to an end.
Oh, really?
I felt so bad. I was like, this is terrible. Dad, how can you do this? You know,
you felt betrayed or something.
Yeah, I was like, we all have to go to heaven together. I can't leave you behind in hell.
Okay.
You know, no, seriously, I was like, I felt miserable.
What was his response?
I've never told him that.
You've never told him.
But
you just thought it.
Yeah,
inside.
I just thought of it. And it was just like one of those things. Like, it's almost kind of like every time I was at like some kind of like church event, I was like, deep in mind, I was like, oh, my dad, like, I hope he comes back, you know? Like the lost lamb.
Yeah.
You know, let's get back the lost lamb, the prodigal son, you know? Mm-hmm. But now I told him, you know, before, like a few years back, I was like, I never told you this, but, you know, like, I respect you choosing your own religion, despite the fact that your dad was a pastor. And if I were to re-choose religion, I told him, I was like, I think I probably would choose Buddhism.
Okay. Because
I've read the teachings of Buddha, and it's good.
Yeah.
You know, like it makes you want to improve. But the only thing that kind of holds me back is I'm a little afraid of the temple.
Oh, why? Why are you afraid of the temple?
The pictures.
You're afraid of that?
You know what the funny thing is?
Okay.
You know, you ever seen those pictures in the temple?
Yeah.
There's like demons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So apparently those pictures are supposed to scare away any bad spirits. Yeah. It's scaring me away.
Oh, that tells a lot about you, your personality. Okay.
So I'm thinking.
Well, I mean, even me being a Christian, if you go through those front gates and you have those like two protectors of the temple, and then you got like the demon pictures there. I feel opposite. I feel like, oh, these protectors are gonna protect me, and the demons are being warded away. So it's kind of fishy how you're thinking in an opposite manner there.
No, like, I think it tells you a little about me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do I have like a bad spirit inside me? What is going
those
on?
are just descriptions of Buddha's journey. You know, him going through like the afterlife and like going with the demons and warding them off and all. So yeah, I think it's very artistic. It looks very zen.
Why it's warding me off, I don't know. However, I did go in and I encourage everyone. Like, I went to the Pongunsa a couple of times.
Yeah.
It's one of those places where a lot of people want to visit if they're coming to Korea.
It's right next to COEX.
Yeah, and
literally,
so you have
5 minutes.
You have one side where you have thousands of years of history.
Yes.
And then you turn back and you have like modern Korea.
Exactly, like skyscrapers, casinos right in front of it. So, yeah, last time I went, I was like, wow, this is actually like the beauty of Korea.
Yeah. No, guys, check out the Pongunsa temple. It's so accessible.
It is.
Because it's right at the heart of Samsungdong, right? COEX area.
They have a giant Buddha statue.
Yeah, so that's like the big picture. You know, that's like a big photo op place, right? I remember taking a photo in front of that place as well.
But like on top of that, if I were to choose any place for Buddhism, like you definitely have to go to Gyeongju. I've been promoting Gyeongju so much to SJ, like privately.
Yes.
But he's like, oh, Gyeongju? I don't know, man. Like, is it really worth it? But I'm telling you, like the scenery, the quietness, and the temples, Bulguksa.
No, I've seen the pictures. It's so beautiful.
It's different. You have to actually go and like witness Tokguram and Bulguksa.
No, it looks like things you would see that was made for movies.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like it almost feels fake. That's how beautiful it is.
Okay, then there's one more thing. Have you been to Busan and the Yonggungsa?
You know, I heard about that too.
The Dragon Sea Temple? That one is very nice too. So
I think one of our listeners might have gone there. I think James from London, when he came to visit Korea, he went to Busan and it was one of the places I think he went to. And it's a different kind of beauty.
It's very different. It's right next to the sea. You can hear the waves along with the monks' prayers and a lot of tourists nowadays. But it's just a very, very aesthetically pleasing temple.
That's right. So guys, I mean, again, check out some of the temples because now it's also becoming a really, really cool tourist spot, which I feel is, I mean, you can, right? I mean, like in other countries, like you go to cathedrals.
Yeah.
Right, you go to cathedrals.
Yeah.
The Yeouido Sunbong, the full gospel church is, I don't know if it's like a tourist spot, but it's like the biggest church in Korea.
Yeah.
So some people swing by.
And it's also good for the temples and the Buddhist organizations because they need some funding as well too.
Yeah.
And the foreigners that come there, when I went to the Busan temple specifically, they had like these golden leaves. You can write on them like your wishes, like the love locks at Namsan Tower, and you would hang them up in the temples. Or you could buy like bricks where you could write your name and like some stuff. So those things fund the temple to keep on going. So it's really nice.
I remember going to Daegu. My dad was working in Daegu when I first came to Korea. And, being that he's Buddhist, he goes, let's go to this mountain. And on top of the mountain, there's like this stone Buddha statue.
Okay.
And he grants you one wish.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, come on now, right? I mean, come on now. Anyways, we make the hike up. It's like an hour and a half walk up.
Yeah.
But, I was slim SJ back then. I was only 24, very slim. And, that's not a big
Not
deal.
big deal, yeah.
Went there. He goes, make a wish. And I said, I want to be the best broadcaster in all of Korea.
Oh.
I said, I want to be the next Yoo Jae-suk.
Oh.
Now, I think part of him only got, granted half of that wish.
Yeah.
Because part of me was still kind of Christian back then.
Oh, right.
And so he said...
Oh, so that's your logic.
I still had some Christian in me.
Okay.
And so he said, you know what? I'm going to make you one of the best English broadcasters.
Oh, yeah. That came true. Yes.
And then actually, a week later, I got a call with the interview for a radio station.
Wow.
So, I mean,
Buddha power
Buddha, rocking everywhere. Maybe just coincidence.
Maybe I should make some wishes too. Yeah.
However, we talked about all this and how the cool. The coolness of Buddhism.
Yeah.
However, there is some criticism over the changes. Not everyone likes changes.
Right. So there are some criticism from the Orthodox Buddhists, obviously. They're saying that Buddhism, it's becoming like more of an aesthetic, and people are wearing Buddhism as fashion or try to be hip, stuff like that. And obviously we talked about the expos with the Buddhist merch and stuff. So that actually, if you think about it, goes against like Buddha's beliefs and like his teachings. It's all about like money and making a business and stuff. So obviously not everyone is a fan, and critics argue like the Buddhist merch market is less of a spiritual experience, and it's more just like trying to attract more younger people. I guess that's the cause of it, but it's just like consumed as too light of a trend.
I heard that even Eugene Snim, he was banned from coming to Thailand.
Oh yeah, because like he goes against like their orthodox
So
codes.
I mean, there's many Buddhists in Thailand. And what's interesting is I think what they saw was, you see Thailand and you go, it's a fun place. Everyone will like it. However, it is also home to a lot of very conservative Orthodox Buddhists, and he was like banned from coming.
Right.
Canceled all the concerts that they had put in place.
I can see it not sitting right in some countries that are very, very religious in Buddhism.
And so there is always going to be controversy. And I heard that even amongst like, young people who are, again, have been Buddhist all their life, and they're more on the conservative side, we're like, oh, I don't like where this is going.
Yeah, imagine you want to go to a temple to like be quiet and zen, but then there's like an EDM DJ over there like hyping everyone up, and people are dating in the grounds. So I could see the backlash.
It's kind of like what my church went through in New York City. Like we were, like just straight up conservative church, Presbyterian church. And then our pastor goes, we have to change. Like every other changes, churches are changing. And so he added the praise team, different music and stuff like that. And so we had like electric guitars, drums, me playing bass. And then all the older members of the church did not like that.
Oh, right. I can see that.
They're like, what is this?
It's noise. Why is it so loud?
Yeah,
it's supposed to be a sacred place.
Only piano.
Yeah.
Like they only like the piano. Choir. Yes. Oh, and so it took a long time for them to accept it. But now it's, transformed into a new modern church. And I think it's the same way. But there's also the ordination crisis.
Yeah. So while Buddhism is becoming more of a favorable religion to the younger generation, it's actually not converting well, like transitioning well into the actual number of like religious people or monks. So they need monks to actually like serve or, be in the temples to sustain the religion and the infrastructure as well too. But in 2025, only 81 people received monastic ordinations, and that's a very sharp drop from 226 in 2014. So it halved. And it's decreasing over the years. So this is becoming a big problem in like the Buddhist organizations.
So you're basically seeing a lot of people enjoying the change, but they're not necessarily joining the religion.
Yeah, they're consuming it.
Right. But at the same time, it's kind of like with the Haenyeo, right? Everyone's like, wow, this culture of Haenyeo, it's incredible. But I'm not going to be a haenyeo.
Yep. So I'm noticing in a lot of fields of like Korean tradition nowadays, like traditional dancing or traditional pansori, everything like that. It's becoming hip, and younger people are going crazy over it, but not actually a lot of people like practice it or become like the connect the flame going on. Yeah.
No, think about it. I mean, if you're a young person and there's you want the next the channel bag, but you can't do any of that stuff as a monk, and you have to live not eating your filet mignon.
Yeah, you can't get married.
With no Dom Perignons.
And you're seeing people dating in front of you
right,
at the temples. Yeah.
You just can't do that. I mean, so no one's willing to do that. So there is a crossroad with this. And there's also, again, the ethical crossroads, speaking of which.
Yeah. So I think, we need a balance of the fun of EDM and then like the solemnity of like the 1,000-year-old rituals together. So, yeah.
Again, we are seeing an incredible change in religion and what religion can provide for you, but also we are seeing conflicts within. David, this was a real fun topic. Again, who would have known talking about Buddhism was going to be fun on air, right? David, thanks very much for this. Have a wonderful rest of your week. We'll see you again next Monday.
Okay, bye-bye.